What is going on, guys? Judo Sloth here and welcome to today's Clash of Clans video. We are going to be showing the brand new skeleton barrel troop in Clash of Clans versus every defense in the game. Be sure to like the video if you do enjoy this one. Let me know what you think down in the comments, and as ever, be sure to subscribe for all of my Clash of Clans videos. Now, we are going to be giving you lots of tips and tricks for the skeleton barrel. As you can see, it is an air troop in itself, similar to the dropship on the builder's base. It will drop skeletons down onto the defenses, and that is what's going to do majority of the damage. If it's not targeted and it does indeed drop the skeletons, it does do a decent amount of damage in itself. Now, the archer towers will be a little bit more troublesome for the skeleton barrel, purely because it can shoot both ground and air. So it can shoot the skeleton barrel as it's coming in to take it out, and then also take out the skeletons. What we were mentioning when we attacked the cannon was that the skeleton barrel in itself does do damage. Watch when it gets over the top of the archer tower. It has that split second, and if you can allow and protect the skeleton barrel long enough for it to blow up in itself, then it does damage. However, if it gets taken out by the defense, the skeletons still come out, but you don't get that initial damage. So you can see how there was no damage from the skeleton barrel blowing up, but if you can get it over the top of the defense quick enough, it can blow up and do a significant amount of damage. Now, I'm expecting a little bit of a mixed bag here with the skeleton barrel versus the wizard tower, and I will tell you why. Basically, the wizard tower, being a splash damage defense, is obviously going to be very effective against skeletons, so you are going to have to be careful with the wizard towers when your skeleton barrel pops. However, the wizard tower can only shoot either ground or air, so when it is targeting the skeletons, you can actually sneak another skeleton barrel on top of it, and that massive damage that the skeleton barrel does, well, I say massive, it's reasonable damage. That's what you're going to have to either count on, or the fact that you might be able to distract the wizard tower with a skeleton barrel to protect the skeletons underneath. Okay guys, expo it is. Let's have a bit of a mix for you. So the first one is air and ground, the central expo is just ground, and then the final expo is air and ground again. So as the skeletons pop out, you can see that they don't do a lot of damage in themselves. The expos are able to take them out relatively quickly. However, the skeleton barrels only being 5 troop space, what you can count on is the fact that you can get numerous skeleton barrels over the top of a defense, try and use the damage that it does in order to take it out, and then obviously just hope that the skeletons do a bit of work for themselves. You can see they're just gonna fall short of that expo at the end. Needed another skeleton barrel, but I think the skeleton barrel might be quite good to mix in with your lava loon. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Like we said, obviously leave a like if you find this one helpful, but be sure to share your thoughts. I think mixing in the skeleton barrels with a lava loon might just work. Being the skeleton barrel versus every defense, we've got to show you it. The air defense will be pretty good initially at taking out the skeleton barrel. You can see a max level air defense at Town Hall 12 will require 3 shots in order to take down a maxed level skeleton barrel, but you can see that after that, obviously, the skeletons will be able to take out the air defenses relatively easily, but in a realistic base, you'd have other defenses taking them out. So we know that the air defense is good at taking out the barrel, but obviously cannot take out the skeletons in itself. What about the sweeper? Will it keep the skeleton barrel back, or can the skeleton barrel gradually get to it to the point where it can pop out the skeletons and then take it out? You can see that gradually it's just about getting to that level, but it did take a couple of hits before it managed to get through the sweeper, so that might definitely help. But again, I feel merging this with a lava loon might be the best option. Okay, this one is just for fun, and then we'll move on from the air defense. Let's bring the skeleton barrels in versus the tornado trap. So as you can see, the tornado trap is able to get the skeleton barrels spinning around. Obviously, as the air defense takes them out, the skeletons will then, when the trap is finished, be able to take out the air defense. Onto the Inferno Towers we go. Let's attack the multi here first, then we'll go onto the single. Again, the multi will be a little bit slower in taking down the skeleton barrel, but it's going to be very effective at taking out the skeletons. As you can see, very easily done. However, the skeleton barrel in itself is able to get over the top of it and do a bit of damage when it blows up. So this basically gives you a good indication as to how much damage the skeleton barrel does when it blows up, because the skeletons basically do nothing. Again, them splash damage defenses able to take out your skeletons very, very easily. Now the single Inferno is going to actually be the other way around. It's not going to be able to get through the skellies very quick, or as quick as the multi, shall we say, because if we can get a lot of them over the top of it, they can then start to do a bit of damage, as you can see. And if we were to put a lot of them in, that would give us more skeletons, that would give us more time to take out the single, and basically it would be a little bit easier for the skeletons. Okay guys, this one is going to be fun. You can't see anything, but we have Teslas, air bombs, seeking air mines, and giant bombs in this area. First off, the hidden Tesla, and it's going to go down relatively easily to the skeleton barrel. So depending on your strategy, it might be better to use a skeleton barrel for them corner Teslas rather than a balloon. It's the same amount of troop housing space. The black bomb able to take out the skeleton barrel with one shot. Let's try out the red air mine. Not able to take it out. Takes around about a third of damage, and you can see, and you guys know this, skeletons do not set off giant bombs, so the skeleton barrel's able to get over that area and take them out easily. Just a few more defenses remain, and then we will test out the skeleton barrel versus heroes, king and queen. How will they do? You can see that the bomb tower obviously not doing any damage versus the skeleton barrel as it comes in, and really with these ground based defenses, it is going to be the damage from the skeleton barrel in itself that will do majority of the damage. Now guys, remember this is the developer build. How we're able to bring you the update gameplay as soon as possible in terms of these brand new Halloween troops. That giant bomb underneath though will wipe out all of them skeletons. Okay guys, just the mortar and the eagle artillery before we move on to the heroes. I hope this video has given you a lot of tips and tricks in terms of the skeleton barrel, how to use it, where it might be effective. I think them corner Teslas, that is a massive, massive improvement from the balloon, especially if you're going with a ground-based like Bow Witch style army, you can take them out. But as you can see, the mortars will do significant damage to the skeletons themselves. Here we are guys, so we have activated the eagle artillery. Let's see what kind of damage it does onto the skeleton barrel. Will it take it out in one shot? I'm pretty confident it will. As you can see, it does require that third hit in order to take it out, but once the skeletons get within its range, then obviously the skeletons will be able to take it out. Let's just spam a couple more in there, take that out. Now let's battle the skeleton barrel versus heroes. Here we are then guys, skeleton barrel versus heroes. Let me know what you think of the skeleton barrel down in the comment section. I'm actually very intrigued to see if we can merge this in order to try and take out the enemy archer queen. At max level, which is town hall 12, that is a level 8 skeleton barrel, it will spawn 14 units. Definitely not as much as a skeleton spell which we commonly see, but if you could easily merge this troop in with your lava loon, it would definitely be dependent on base design. It might be a way of taking down that queen and saving an extra haste or freeze for the back end of your lava loon. Again, let me know what you think down in the comments. Going to be able to take out the king here, no problem. Just the Grand Warden and the Queen remain, so let's get it done. In comes that skeleton barrel towards the Grand Warden. It is going to do significant damage initially, take out the skeleton barrel, but then the skeletons are able to take it down. It doesn't have a lot of HP, so let's move on to the Archer Queen. Here we are then, the final part of the video, a level 60 Archer Queen versus the Skeleton Barrel. The Queen is going to be able to get through that Skeleton Barrel pretty easily, but as you can see, Skellies are doing a decent amount of work on her, and if we were able to get even more Skellies in there at the same time, so potentially 2 Skeleton Barrels at the same time, might have been able to take down the Queen in one shot. 10 housing space to take down the Queen. That is crazy. Looks like they might just nick it. It is very, very close. If we had 2 of them at the same time, they definitely would have got that done. Definitely interested to see if you guys will use that in your attacks, but that wraps it up for this one, guys. Peace out.